farts.
Everybody, welcome to the first ever episode of ARTICU-LISTED with Joe and Dave. We have a very special guest tonight, but we'll get to him in just a moment. I want to introduce my very special fellow host who has his hand up a spider's ass. It's the Mythic Mark himself. What up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Good. Sorry, I was watching you like bopping along with the tarantula.
Oh, you can see the tarantula dancing.
Oh, yes.
I didn't realize.
But I would also like to point out that I saw our very special guest rocking the hell out to that surf rock tune. Our very special guest. I think some people are excited to see him. I know I am. What up, Shartimus?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Dick Dale tune, or I guess that's Los Straight Jackets. That sounded great.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's one of the guitarists from Los Straight Jackets side band is what I could find. But thank you, YouTube Audio Library.
So good. It's so good.
But dude, I will always go for surf rock if I can. But yes, welcome everybody to this exciting debut edition of ARTICU-LISTED. The whole premise behind this is we are choosing our top 5 of a specific topic. In this instance, it is our top 5 favorite toy lines. Now, I know this is very fluid for a lot of collectors because some lines will come, some lines will go, but that's okay. But yeah, I wanted to bring Russ in because I know he always has a hella good time having conversations and sometimes starting a few arguments here and there. And that's what this show's kind of about, is having fun, having that conversation with one another. All 3 of us are kind of from 3 slightly different generations too, which is pretty dope. Just because we're a couple years off from one another, which I think will also add to this. So yeah. So I figure if you guys are good with it, we can jump right on in.
Let's jump right on in. Let's do it.
All right. Now, Russ, we're going to start with you with your number 5.
Oh, number 5. Number 5. G.I. Joe Classified series.
Ooh, spicy.
Starting out hard. G.I. Joe Classified series. Arguably the coolest new thing to come out of Hasbro, I think. I feel like while distribution issues are abundant, I understand all of that. I still have been able to get a hold of all the figures that I've been wanting from Classified. Yeah. Not always at the time that I wish I could get my hands on them, but I eventually get them. Something on my shoulder over here, but yeah, I mean the line
distribution's gotten so much better.
Say that again.
Oh, I was saying distribution's gotten way better.
Right. Yeah, I've been able to pre-order the figures that I need, and I've been I like the release choices. I think the release choices have been interesting in keeping the line lively. I like the interactive thing with the packaging, even though I haven't really indulged in that myself. The articulation is phenomenal. Gotta love the articulation, the accessories. I mean, my only gripe about that whole line is I just wish they were a quarter of an inch taller. That's it.
Yeah, just that slight difference.
Yeah. So aside from that, I'm I want to say hi to Mythic Merc, by the way. I haven't said hi, bro. Good to see you again, man.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Joe Rush, Joe.
hey, my son wanted to tell you that he never did open. He never did open the Transformer he won from you at Nerdin' Out.
Awesome. All right.
I was amazed. He never did it. He never broke.
Excellent. All right. Awesome.
Proud of it. Hell yeah. Also, real quick shout out to the COJ in the chat. What up, V? What up, Josh, Knife, Mr. Ryan Clark, Shaggy, John, Tom, Mixie, Ladies Man. What up, everybody?
All right.
Hey, everybody.
That's from the Shark Squad in here. I recognize the Shark Squad. Yeah.
Holding out for Spaceballs.
Thank you. Yeah, Ladies Man. Spaceballs, the hunt for more money.
Hell yeah. All right. Do you have any favorite figures from the line, Russ?
My favorite figures from the Storm Shadow. I was just actually picking up today. I think Storm Shadow's probably no. The PulseCon exclusive. Oh God.
The Storm Shadow or Snake Eyes?
No. Huh?
The exclusive Snake Eyes?
No, not the exclusive Snake Eyes. Jeez, why does his name always slip me? The guy with the different faces and everything.
Oh, Zartan.
Also, another reason why G.I. Joe Classified is on this list is because I really don't know that much about G.I. Joe. I'm not a huge G.I. Joe fan.
I was gonna ask. I was like, I didn't think you were a Joe collector.
I'm not. I mean, I had G.I. Joe toys when I was a kid, but like this particular line, I have wanted forever. Like it was a thing that I was just like, I always wanted G.I. Joes like in this particular format. And I felt the same way with Star Wars also. It's just that I feel like Star Wars Black Series has kind of been lagging lately, and I feel like Classified is just, I don't know, I feel like it's been getting stronger as time goes on.
Woo! I just got attacked by one of my very few Classifieds. I was actually going to make a Jar Jar Binks joke because that's about all I got from Black Series. But,
I love that figure actually.
It's so
figure.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And that character is not great.
Yeah.
Shartan. There you go.
Shartan. There it
new
is.
Gimmick, Russ.
Zartan though.
What up, Eiswin? All right, we'll move up to Joe. Joe, what do you got for your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5. I went back and forth with this, Dave. I went back and forth with this for a while. I got something with 0 articulation.
Oh, shit.
It holds a place in my heart, deep in my heart.
That's fair.
The original of Dungeons and Dragons characters.
AD&D, dang.
Vintage.
So, I mean, that's about the best condition I'm going to have one in. And I have better ones for display, but they're somewhere after the move. I have no idea where everything is yet. But see, growing up as the old nerd that I am, I grew up during the Satanic Panic and playing Dungeons and Dragons in high school and stuff. And so this was deep in my heart. Like, you can't take these away from me. Right? Yeah. This is like cold, dead hands kind of stuff.
You were rolling away your soul.
Right. Yeah. Every time. I still do weekly.
Yeah, man, I didn't know we could include vintage. I didn't know we're going vintage.
Shit!
It's a personal
not on my list. Like
I just said favorite 5 lines. Like, so you could pick whatever, man. I'm sorry. I should have specified.
I didn't think I don't have any vintage stuff on my list. It's all like new shit.
That's okay. I have kind of a mix on mine, and I was literally changing my list up until I logged in about 20 minutes ago.
I had to go back and do this one. Just be like, I gotta put it up. Because that's my soul, man. That LJN is my soul. It's the ugliest characters. I mean, the troll figure from that line looks like somebody made a nice figure out of clay and then hit it with a hammer like 5 times. It's so ugly. It's just when I was young and it was so evil, you know. And it was like, you know, you carved a pentagram on your chest. And you went and played some Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
That stuff was.
That's how you roll.
Oh no! I remember my mom freaked out about me wanting to bring a Ouija board home. Like I was like, she's like, "There's no way you're keeping that thing in this house." So I was like, "What the hell?"
I'll
It's
keep it in the garage.
cardboard. It's all cardboard. It's like
Little
Yeah.
plastic here and there.
I'm sure what
New shit, old shit, it's all good shit. Hell
it's all
yeah.
good shit.
Speaking of which, with my number 5, I went with something that is also near and dear to my heart, but also speaks ridiculously to the fact that I am a 90s kid. And that is the only line that I have ever completed with all the variations. And it's Wildcats, baby, from Playmates.
Wow.
I loved this show growing up. I loved the comic growing up. You got really stupid characters like Black Razor, but you had army builder monsters like the Daemonite.
Oh, that's nice.
And then you also have just that relic of the 90s. Grifter. So, which I guess, he's coming back. No guns, but swords aplenty. Coming out with Toddy Mac. But yeah, this line holds a special place in my heart. Playmates got a lot of my parents' money growing up. But yeah, so my number 5 is the Playmates Wildcats line.
All right. Nice.
Wow. I was like digging through my stuff too, of like maybe I can find everything. Like maybe not. But we'll come back down to you, Russ, with your number 4.
My number 4, again, it's all newer stuff, but
That's okay.
My number 4 favorite line is Hot Toys. I'm a sucker for the Hot Toys. Yeah, it's down at number 4. It used to be higher on my list. There's another figure line that has topped it, which we'll get to later, obviously. But Hot Toys still blow my mind when I get to see some of those head sculpts, or if I get a figure that looks incredible and I'm able to articulate it, like the Hot Toys Venom figure. It's just
so good.
It brings another level of visual delight that I don't really get from much else out there. There's not a whole lot of toy lines that really hit that mark. 3-0 does sometimes, but they don't have the unique portrait heads. And when you see the little, realistic head sculpts on there, you know what I mean? It just takes it to another level for me. So Hot Toys had to be on the list. However, with prices going up with everything, and
it's tricky, man.
And the fact that they can break, I'm kind of letting go of Hot Toys a little bit. I'm going to be selling some, and I'm going to kind of cut down on my pre-orders, especially after this year. I'm going to cut down on. I have several pre-orders that I'm going to keep, but after this year.
I know I'm stuck on Hot Toys, but I didn't know if I didn't actually. I knew that you're picking them up every now and again. I just saw that Venom review, which was fucking rad, dude. It's a fantastic figure, and I know Joe's not as big into the 1/6 scale stuff. But yeah,
my wife would hit me if I spent that much money on a toy.
Believe me, that's why I just keep it on the.
She's not that big. I can take the hit. I mean.
Yeah. Oh God, how many?
But
that Civil War Falcon, I'm super jealous of that.
Dude,
that's when I missed out on. I can't pick them all up all the time, and sometimes it's like, hey, the wallet says, no, dude, you gotta chill, bro. So
I lucked out with that.
Bad time.
I lucked out with getting him because there was one on hold at the comic shop forever, and the dude moved. And didn't tell us, and so it was just sitting back there. We called him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I moved." I'm like, "Can I buy this?" Because this was probably a year and a half after it came out. Because I was like, "I'm out. I can't afford it." And thankfully, I had the store credit, and there he sits.
Well, so he just gave it to you. You had store credit sitting there and everything.
Yeah. I bought it, but it had been sitting back there forever. So I was like, let's do it.
God, that's so sick, though. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. That's such a hard figure to get. I think it's like $800 now or something.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nuts.
Although there's the foul cap coming.
I have that one pre-ordered, and
it looks amazing.
Looks too sick. It looks too sick to pass up.
Hell yeah!
It looks amazing.
Joe, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Mego.
Oh,
because it's back to my childhood, being the Mego was so beautiful and still is. I mean, I love what they're doing now. I love their current work. You know, I really like the Young Frankenstein. I did that on Grippin' and Rippin'. I took that one out. I love those figures. They're beautiful. I wish Frankenstein's monster was a little taller than Frankenstein himself.
Yeah,
That's kind of annoying, but Mego, I love the simplicity, but still they had some articulation. They had something going for them. I absolutely adore this Hulk.
Mego Hulk, rumpus.
I think the addition of what they did with this Hulk on Robot Chicken really helped carry this character through. But yeah, my number 4 is a strong Mego. I'm going with Mego.
Dude, that was Twisted Toy Fair Theater for me. That was what made me want Migos so badly. I got the 8-inch one. Because those are the 12-inch ones, right?
Yep. Yeah, these are 12-inch.
Mhm.
Now, I had a really nice set, but my former business partner Brian, I let him take those when we dissolved our business. I let him take the Fantastic Four and the Avengers set.
Yeah.
I knew that they'd have a good home with him. And
Oh hell yeah.
I gotta thin things down, but still leaves a hole in my heart where I had to lose that. Let those go.
They'll come back around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Shaggy says, hoping the Young Frankenstein 2-pack will go on clearance at Walmart. My Walmart clearance is almost everything. That's fair. And they are clearancing out at certain places already, so.
I got mine. They came out. I got mine on clearance when they came out, basically. The Walmart down here clearance them like 2 weeks after they came out.
All right. My number 4 is mainly because of the sheer variety that you can get from it, but I'm a huge wrestling dork, so I got to go with the Mattel Elite line. You can get Macho Man. Talking about the
Macho
cream of
Man
the
is
crop.
nice.
You got Long Island Iced Z right there, and Zack Ryder, and rest in
Razor
peace,
Ramon?
Scott Hall. Yeah, this was the cool thing was this was his return in like, what is it, 2001 maybe? I don't remember, but the WWE NWO, which I was there to see when they debuted in Milwaukee, so this one kind of holds a special place in my heart. But the sheer variety of characters, the articulation, swappable hands, swappable heads, is just nuts. They actually look like people as opposed to some of the Jax ones where it's like, what bubbly hunk of plastic is this? But that's not to say that I don't have plenty of Jax figures too, but these ones I would argue are probably the best wrestling figures ever released. They sculpted the little creamer in his hand, for God's sake.
That's awesome.
Like, and
It's so rad.
Bonesaws ready.
Somewhere, and I don't know where I put it. I'm working on a bone saw because I got a modern Madness Macho Man. So I sculpted out the singlet and everything and the hair. I just got to paint it, but I think it's in the back now.
Bone Saw is the name of my giant Slayer Great Axe in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, chica.
Nice.
My battle cry is Bone Saw is ready.
Hell yeah. Uh-oh, Russ is blowing up. Sorry, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm not at my place, so it's I'm visiting family right now.
Oh, sorry, man.
It's another phone. Thus the figureless background over here.
Yeah. I was like between two paintings.
But I do have some figures with me though.
Hell, I'm so itchy for that cap. Mitch.
Oh yeah. It should be showing up soon. This thing is very, very cool.
Looks so good. All right, Russ, it's back to you, Shartimus, with number 3.
Number 3 goes to Mouthx.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say it my own way. I'm gonna call him Mouthx. No, Mafex.
Mouthx.
Mafex. God damn it, this chair is squeaky. I love what Mafex is doing. And even if I move my head, this chair squeaks. Okay, but it's just my head moving and I hear squeaking. All right, but yeah, I love the Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite character, my favorite comic book character, and I feel like Mafex makes the best Spider-Man figures out there.
Hell yeah.
I love what they've been doing with their X-Men figures. I know there's a bunch of people out there that aren't happy with the Psylocke, but oh my god, that Psylocke. I love that Psylocke figure, and I think that Gambit figure is probably one of the best things they've ever done. I never reviewed that figure. I want to review that figure, but I think their Gambit is just a next level thing that
It's insane.
yeah, I mean, come on, dude. They have the best versions of several characters for 6.5-inch scale, and it's just crazy that they've been able to pull it off. And yeah, Mafex, I'm giving number 3 to Mafex. Confidently.
Right on. Yeah, their Spider-Mans are second to none. That's for damn sure. All right, Joe.
Mythic Merc.
You're gonna have Russ on sometime to know his vintage.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no vintage figures on this list at all. I'm gonna come up with a vintage list though.
I should have
as we
specified.
go on,
That's on
because-
me. Because I realized that as I was making my list, I'm like, is this of all time? Is this just in general?
Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty general. And
I would love to know your all time. You know,
I have to separate them because it's like when I buy vintage stuff, it's a rare treat for me.
right?
The Hot Toys and G.I. Joe, I get to review that stuff on my YouTube channel and I get to write that off. It's like part of my gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those I buy more frequently, but like if I buy myself an old G1 Transformer, I can't review that. Nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody's gonna watch it. So
Right.
it's just for me. And those are much more rare for me to pick up, you know, but I do pick them up now and then.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of damn.
Eiswin in the chat throughout Mafex.
I'm making my vintage
Nightcrawler.
list right now. So
That's okay. We push come to shove. If you get it by the end, we can just bum rush it, or we can save it for another episode.
I'm gonna bum. Yeah, let's bum rush it at the end if we have time.
All right,
And then
yeah, let's do it.
Let's get that
continue.
done. I want to know.
All right, Joe.
What?
Joe, you're up.
It's not G.I. Joe. I do love G.I. Joe, but I am going to go with another. Now, sadly, I couldn't find my my 6-inch Psykill.
Oh,
You could only find most of my Rock Lords.
Gobits.
Gobits. Yes, the Go Robotic Men. What?
Yes, I love Gobots. That's
From
what I.
Planet Gobatron. Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Okay, so I couldn't.
That is on my list. That is on my
It
vintage
is?
list for sure. I love Gobots.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he's just beautiful, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
He's
just
so shiny.
so
Do
shiny.
you have any stuffs? Because I got mine off of. I bought one off of I think either Mercari or eBay, and I lucked out on one that didn't have any of that cream spotting going on. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about? Where the chrome comes off and you see the cream color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine had none of that. It's like fully chromed.
He's got a
It's
tiny
little-
bit. He's got a tiny bit.
Maybe like on some edges, maybe, but like yeah,
But-
no, they're
There we
so
go.
hard to come by.
Poppy,
Gobots.
underrated toy company. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I love because
Ooh, monkey.
I'm at the age. I'm old enough where I can remember the first commercial.
See you, Brio.
You know?
Oh,
I can remember the first commercial. I was sitting watching Saturday morning cartoons, and that commercial came on, and I was like, "What is that?" I was blown away because I'd seen that I saw before Transformers even.
because
In
did they have
Psycho.
the volcano and they fly around at the
Yep.
end too? Is that the same? Is that the intro, or am I thinking of the? I might be thinking of the intro than the commercial.
I-
I'm trying to remember.
I think they used that for the commercial though.
Because there's like a really tall, skinny volcano, and they both fly around on both sides.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Is Psykill and Leader One, and you know they're fighting. I fell in love. Like
I'm gonna throw this out there because again, because of my age and stuff, my brother's 5 years older than me. Gobots were one of those things that like Gobots and Transformers were all in one like chunk of you
Yeah.
know like we had a duffel bag and they happened to all be together. But like I knew way more of the Gobots characters because Gobots was on in syndication on
Yeah.
like on Saturday mornings around here. So there was always 2 episodes of Gobots to maybe 1 episode of Transformers.
I knew the Transformers had a sad story, but the GoBots storyline was really like our planet's so messed up. We got to put our brains we got to put our spirits in these robots.
Yeah, it was heavy. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
you go back. You go back to GoBots, and it's like, jeepers, we need to run away. like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
What's your number 3, Dave?
That was good.
Oh Jesus! I gotta look at my list. Aha!
Jesus is Dave's number 3.
So my number
Jesus
3
is number
is one
three.
is one that I really wish I had more, but I've been slowly tracking them down. I have way more custom ones, but the Palisades Muppets
Oh
line,
man,
because
nice.
I mean, Floyd Pepper slapping the bass, like it's beautiful, right? Like he comes with this awesome amp, the sculpt, the paint, everything on these were just insane. They came out when I definitely didn't have the money to get them, but I've slowly been building up a collection. I've actually been buying them and customizing them for my wife because I've been making Muppet Christmas Carol figures for her. So this is one of the very few outside of Uncle Deadly and the lobster from Muppet Treasure Island that I have that are actually in
Those
their
are
normal
so
state.
cool.
But yeah, this line is insane. Was insane, however you want to put it. The play sets with the sheer number of props and everything. Like I lust after those play sets, but they're so damn pricey. But yeah, Palisades Muppets is my number 3.
That's a good choice.
Excellent.
And now I have Floyd Pepper chilling out on top of that sweet bass or amp, rather. All right, Russ, your number 2. I was trying to actually get wet, sloppy fart noises for your calls, but I could not get them to work properly. I'm like, damn it!
Oh, I love fart noises.
There were plenty.
It takes a certain amount of skills to get fart noises with numbers down just right, Dave.
Right?
You know,
I'm out of practice.
Eventually,
okay?
you'll get it.
I was gonna go live Foley, and I just couldn't eat that much fiber. Okay.
Live Foley.
I'll send you some of the granola I made the other day, man.
Right? Didn't want no scorched drawers. All right.
Oh man. Okay, so
check it out, Thirsty.
What's up, Thirsty? How you doing, bro? Squad. We got my number 2 shouldn't be a big surprise. My number 2 is Marvel Legends.
Of course.
Ooh.
Marvel Legends. Number 2. I love Marvel Legends, and I don't think I need to get into a long explanation of why I love Marvel Legends. I think it's all pretty. It's like one of those things where, yeah, you guys know I love Marvel Legends. I wish they would kind of break into the Mafex realm a little bit with some of their articulation, but go ahead, David. Yeah.
No, I was saying synergy there, Russ, because my number 2 is also Marvel Legends. But I no. I was just saying like we samesies. So no.
Oh, okay, but you skipped Mythic
No,
Mercs.
no, I know. Joe,
It's okay because my number 2 is not Marvel Legends.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You go, Joe.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my number 2. Okay, hear me out.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Ooh.
The 2000 more action Futurama figures, because I think this entire series, and I have almost the entire series of the 2011
Was this Art Asylum?
the Toynami.
Oh, Toynami. There we go.
I have almost all of those, but these ones I have the whole collection. And the reason, if you look closely, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of glare,
That's all good.
but these are some of the most beautiful. And I mean, being a Futurama fan of the first 5 seasons, being kind of skunky about the rest of it, these are some of the most beautiful figures. I mean, he's got the suicide booth behind him, like. And it's not like a paper suicide booth. It's a plastic suicide booth.
Actually molded.
Yeah, it is. And Fry comes with his cryogenic chamber, you know. Leela, even though for some reason Leela yellows like crazy, she comes with Nibbler.
Oh,
It's that's what my old Pitbull was named after.
hell yeah.
Because he ate everything. But yeah, that is my number 2. That's my solid number 2. Is I would go with the other series because there's just more of them and they're actually more articulated. But these are so beautiful. I mean, these are like little works of art. I mean,
front to back. Like, I mean, the carding's great on those too.
And they even have Fry even has his Lightspeed briefs. I mean,
does he?
Yeah, Lightspeed briefs right there.
Oh, it's amazing.
The little package of them.
Oh,
and angry Scandinavian anchovies. So,
and
you know, being an angry Scandinavian myself.
There we go. Rob throwing some love towards you folks. And also, Mr. Ryan Clark would like you to bite his shiny.
It would be very uncomfortable for both of us.
That's very true. And so,
so number two, said, why is it your number two, Dave?
Oh, so the reason it's number two is because of stuff like this. You have that OG Toy Biz, because I kind of grouped in all of Marvel together, and I know that's cheating, but it was because like you were talking about Mafex and stuff like that. These are the best version of these. You know, this is what we thought this was when we were kids.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and that's why it's so very high up on my list. Legends are crazy. I also busted out this guy because I know he has a special place in the Shartimus history.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. That's like what really started it all for me with Marvel Legends. Really, that's what did it. The magnetic. Wow, yours is in way better condition than mine. Mine was beat up from hitting the refrigerator over and over again.
This one legitimately lives right there usually. So usually
awesome.
He is chilling out on my my wall along with a couple other Spideys. But I lumped it in because it's like, you know, you can go with a modern, you can go, you know, a little further back with the Pizza Spidey if you want. I would argue, you know, you can go all the way back to really where
I have that. I have that.
Articulation started, you know.
I have that. Yeah, I remember. I really liked that thing a lot when I was a kid. I didn't know that it would. Marvel Legends would be kind of based off of that, but yeah, I love that.
The die-cast pins on that guy.
Yeah. Oh god, they stick out so bad, but
they're beautiful.
But it was awesome. And then the effects stuff, dude, like them doing this kind of thing right here, adding the special effects, like they're stepping into import realm.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely like stepping into import realm with this kind of stuff. I mean, of course, a true import figure would have come with an extra shield or plugs to go in there. You know what I mean?
But you'd also be paying 5 times the price.
But you're also paying 5 times the price for it. Yeah, exactly. And for the quality of the head sculpts and the paint apps, I think this is killer for how much we're paying.
Hell yeah.
I'm stoked about it. This is an awesome ass figure.
I do have to throw a quick honorable mention in with this one, just because I know this was produced by the same company. They kind of came out at the same time, but the Spectacular Spider-Man line. I absolutely love this line, and I kind of lump them in with Legends because these have better articulation than some of those early Legends even.
I love the gray alien eyes, the big.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who made that?
Hasbro, I think.
Oh, Hasbro made those. Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Right, yeah, because that would have been under the Hasbro license while that was on.
Oh, maybe this was Toy Biz or Marvel Toys.
Oh, then that's
no Hasbro. It was Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, this line I've been trying so hard to complete at least the characters, and whoo doggy, they is pricey. Like legit looked the other night, and I think its Vulture is like $300. It's fucking nuts.
Wow.
But we coming back.
That show is never coming back.
No, it's not, but a guy can dream. But all right, we coming down to it. Russ, what's your number one, homeboy?
Number one.
Transformers Masterpiece.
Ooh.
You know me. You know that I love my Transformers Masterpiece. And oh man, I have skids on the way or in my pile of loot, so it hasn't shipped yet. But yeah, I'm behind with the Transformers Masterpiece. The they're really, really hard to do review videos on. Not that many people watch, so it's one of those things where it's more for me.
Yeah.
I'm still going to make videos on them. Not doing them, I got to make videos for me too, right? So expect more Transformers Masterpiece reviews on the YouTube channel. But that line geeks me out so hard because the transformations, first off, they're connected to Transformers G1 figures a little bit to me, because without Transformers G1, we wouldn't. It's the same people working on it, right? Like, isn't it the same minds behind them? So to me, it's like the evolution of my G1 Transformers.
It's that then and now thing.
Complex. Yeah, exactly. So it's all just more complicated and everything for me, my adult version now. And the fact that they've been able to get into this really good groove of hiding a lot of parts inside the legs lately, I really like that a lot. The way they've been incorporating butterfly joints and ab crunch to the Masterpiece figures, I'm enamored with them. I respect the engineering so much that it's just like, dude, I'll sit on the toilet and read a Masterpiece instruction booklet for fun.
Just front to back.
Reading an instruction booklet for a Transformer figure just for fun, and kind of like imagining transforming it, and just looking at all the accessories that come with it and all the little details involved. And I don't know, I'll sit there on the toilet reading my instructions.
But it's really cool to add posability to Transformers finally,
Yeah. So it's like I get my Marvel Legends and my Transformers all in one. So
they've done such a beautiful job on hiding the articulation now too, or hiding in the transformed mode.
The kibble.
Yeah. I was thinking about how stiff this one is.
They did a great job on that one. The Masterpiece Sunstreaker is one of my favorite new ones. I love that figure.
Dave, I need hands, by the way. Keep your eye out for hands.
I know. That's picking up G1 versions. You gotta.
I had no idea the G1 Optimus had hands until I was a teenager, because we had my brother. My brother had it from when he was little, and so no idea. I didn't know that Megatron was a gun, like the actual toy, because he was missing so many of the panels and shit. Like, by the time I got to play with it, it's like,
I always thought those little holes. Were their guns.
Yeah, I thought they were.
That's where they fired their guns from.
I lucked out because I have a cousin who's about 4 years older than me. Yeah, about 4 or 5 years older than me. When I was 5 years old, I got to see his collection. It wasn't a vast collection. It was only like 4 or 5 G1 Transformers, but he had them in mint condition. He had Soundwave, he had Megatron, he had Prime, and I remember he barely let me hold them, but I remember getting to hold them, and he was so careful about everything, and to me, in my head, he was super neurotic about it, and I totally but he was like 10 years old at the time. He thought they were badass then. I thought they're absolutely amazing. So I took really good care of my Transformers when I was a kid, because I just basically from him being all paranoid with the 5-year-old holding it, I thought, you have to be super careful with these.
Right.
These aren't
that's what you have to do. Yeah,
that's what you have to do. So like with Prime's fists, I would store them on the seats inside the chest.
Nice, Aaron.
And I never lost the fists to my Optimus Prime. I kept them in.
Apparently, Aaron replaced the Optimus Prime hands with hands made out of twist ties.
Oh.
And Mitch apparently ate a G1 Bumblebee as a kid.
Wow.
That's impressive and tragic for your digestive tract.
You heard about that guy in Germany who ate the VW bug and was like, I can do that in like 2 bites.
Yeah.
What?
Strange.
Yeah, this crazy guy in Germany, he piece by piece, he ate like a Volkswagen bug.
It's like the vehicle?
The vehicle.
The metal?
Yeah, he really wanted to be. I doubt he really did, but it was on like Ripley's Believe It or Not or something when I was a kid.
But
how would you track
shrapnel
that?
Out the butt?
That's what I'm saying, is how would you track it?
That's like a spicy meatball, man.
Magnets.
You have to like do operation style, like.
Yeah, you put a magnet on him, and where it moves, it just moves through.
Oh God, damn, that's wow, man. Yeah, I saw this like rapper in Mexico had a he plugged all his hair with gold chains. Like he replaced
Yeah.
all of his hair with gold chains, and there are these hooks that dig into his scalp.
Oh,
Like, dude, I don't want metal in my. I mean, I've had piercings. Piercings, I don't give a shit about. But like, come on, dude. Like,
that's a lot.
too far, man. I've had
Oh,
piercings
Scruffy Nerd says, cut up his intestines.
right here.
Yikes.
Cut up his intestines, yeah. Or what if it goes in a different spot and two parts?
The logistics of it.
So later, when you're bored, just look up the guy who ate a car. I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but
It'll keep you up.
Yep.
Probably kept him up. Just saying.
All right,
There
Mythic
you
All right, Joe.
Mercs #1.
go. Okay, well,
Shows?
okay. I did have to put in a caveat. I forgot to mention my caveat to the Migos earlier is also when Biff Bang Pow did this follow up for Venture Brothers. It's so beautiful. And I keep on trying to find like 21 and 24, but they are so expensive. The STCs, the Comic Con exclusive is just ridiculous. But my number one is not only in my soul, but it's on my arm. It is the 94 Bandai
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Tick series.
Nice.
I mean, very little articulation, but it's such a the Tick was such an obscure comic book.
So beautiful.
Just worshipped, and then I couldn't believe it when they came out with this, and I felt like all the times I spent stoned on a couch were paying off. Watched a lot of cartoons on
yeah.
the Buddy Dance Go. That's one of my favorites right there. Yeah, this is just.
Oh yeah, Deflator
Oh,
Mouse.
Deflator Mouse.
Oh yeah.
I love
yeah.
that show.
Yeah,
that shit was so funny. I don't think we'd really seen anything that was so meta like that. You know what I mean? Like that was like the first time I remember really. Like,
Well, especially on broadcast. Like that wasn't, that wasn't on like cable. That was on Fox Kids.
wow.
The only other thing that was close to it was like Freakazoid,
That
Yeah.
was later though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Freakazoid was later.
Yeah,
When,
but
that was
Freakazoid was a trip too. I love that one. Freak me, chimpanzee.
Freaky you.
That shit was damn. That shit was hilarious.
I was that's the action figure line I want.
I'm just saying there was a little bit of stuff
Yeah.
ripped away from him. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But that's my number one. My number one is the Tick.
Awesome.
I don't think this is going to be a surprise for anybody. I don't know why I didn't even think about Hot Toys in my list, just because like I kind of put them and imports in like a completely different thing. Like it's just, I don't know, a different strata, I guess.
Kind of like
But
me in
no-
the vintage. Yeah.
But probably no surprise. Yeah, it's that sweet Ninja Turtle line.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
I've always been a Mikey guy. And I found the shirt and I freaked out because
No,
it's
but
one
which?
of my-
No, but who's NECA, Super
Well, and
7, Playmates?
Once
who's-
again, it was
who's
kind of
who's
the
your TMNT daddy?
So I gotta go OG then, because this is legitimately my original Mikey that I have repaired so many times. Like his nunchucks are drilled out so that I could put the strand back in because they just look like sticks of dynamite forever.
That's your original. That's your.
This is my original Mikey.
Wow.
I've never touched up his paint or anything. He is scuffed up. He is scraped up. There's a chunk of his shell missing on the back from one of the many excursions of trying to make parachutes. The vintage TMNT, I do throw it out there. I'm an equal opportunity guy. I like that 2012. I like that NECA, but you can't go wrong with them Super 7s.
Super Sevens are so nice.
But,
I got my Leo in my pile of loot. That's the first turtle I'm getting from Super 7. I got
dude.
Leonardo in my pile of loot, and it's the new one without that silver bullshit on the belt.
oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't like that silver bullshit. I was like, whoa, I would buy this if it didn't have that silver bullshit on the belt.
Well,
and then
it
they
was
made
weird
the new.
'cause that was only on him and Raph.
Yeah, like what the. Like, can I cuss here or what?
Yeah,
I don't
you
even
can
know.
Well, you've
I was
already
like,
said
holy,
silver
what the
bullshit.
fuck, dude? Why
Yeah.
would you add that there?
I don't know.
I understand the other creative stuff they did, which I actually like, the new head sculpts that they do. But yeah, I would have to So you're saying vintage Playmates is your number one TMNT? Oh yeah, see that would be a cool figure if it didn't have fucking silver on it. That would be a nice pose, Dave, if it didn't have that silver on the belt.
So
The fact that you can get the
That's a
two-handed,
really cool pose, though.
the two-handed pose that's what gets me.
That's pretty
Like,
cool.
I absolutely love the Super Sevens. The vintage line was I would argue that was probably the first toy line that I ever actually collected, where because Spider-Man and Batman and stuff was very like, I have a Spider-Man and I have a Batman. Like I wasn't, oh, I gotta get this Spider-Man from this toy line and this Batman from this toy line, that type of thing. Like Turtles, I was like, well, there was only one Turtle line, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
characters, all those freaking characters. Oh, sick. Nice.
There were a lot of those types of lines where it was just like, okay.
That's where I started to trail off when they started to go too deep on the variant turtles, turtles and like there's cowboy turtles and all this weird shit. I was like, I have turtles. I want bad guys.
Well, and that was the thing is like we didn't have a ton of like the variants or anything, and like my brother and I were both into them and such, so it was always fun because like we play with everything together. Everybody in the pool, like the Ninja Turtles hung out with Spidey, hung out with friggin' Secret Wars figures and stuff. Like everybody played together. But Turtles was one of those things that like we have maybe one or two home videos like from when I was a kid, and one of them is Christmas '91 when I got the party wagon. And like I take it out of the box, and my first thing wasn't I'm gonna run and play with this. I brought it over to my brother and I said, can you help me put this together? Because I was like 4, maybe 5.
Oh wow.
And so he's got 5 years on me. So like it was one of those things of like I remember that Christmas like playing with that with him, and like I don't know. It has a special place in my heart. There's a whole fucking wall in the studio dedicated to it.
I remember when I got the turtle blimp when I was a kid, I lost to this day. Like that was one of the coolest Christmases I could remember. That turtle blimp, it was so massive. It just felt like it was this huge thing, and being able to wander around the house holding it, and I love that. They're getting my turtles to hang off of the ladder and everything.
Yeah,
I love that turtle blimp. That's like we're inadvertently segueing into
your vintage
top 5 vintage.
I'll throw up my one honorable mention that I have for the vintage stuff is Secret Wars, because these were some of the earliest figures that I can remember, because my brother had a couple random ones, and like some of these guys made it through to like the Toy Biz days, because for some odd reason the Magneto with like a strip of vinyl like the old Star Wars capes was our Gambit figure for fucking years. Like I did not have a Gambit figure for a very long time, but yeah, I don't know. I love the Secret Wars stylings. And then there were also figure lines that didn't make the cut just because they're so new. Plunderlings definitely would be up there. Just the Lone Coconut brand, I guess, because Plunder Strongs, I'm sure are going to be badass. But yeah, so the list was definitely not an easy one. But Russ, you gotta bum rush that 5, bro.
Yeah, so
let's do it.
So at number 5, I am going Playmates TMNT. That, even though I mean right now my preference, I'm kind of stuck between NECA and Super 7, out of which those two I prefer. It's like they keep, in my little world, they keep one-upping each other and going back and forth. And I really like them both a lot. But somebody had gifted me my vintage Leonardo, and it's unpunched. I cherish that thing like crazy. Thank you so. And on top of it, I have another vintage Leonardo that I had bought. That was a commemorative reissue that they'd done a few years back. I think I bought it at Toys R Us. So it's kind of funny. I have the one punched and one unpunched, but one's a legit old one and the other one's newer. And I could really see the difference looking at them through the package. It's really cool to have like that contrast right there.
It's wild looking at the most recent Walmart redos, like the re-releases, because I don't know what happened with the tooling, but the heads are gigantic.
Oh no!
Like they got super plump, as
Those
it
figures are
were.
always weird with the heads. I remember it was like, I mean, I guess even now, but like back when we were kids, it was even like a badge of honor if you had a squishy head.
Right?
You know, it was like, oh, and you could squeeze that turtle and the head goes down. Like, oh, I got one of the first ones. Yeah. So
I
that was always kind of a little bit of bragging rights as a kid.
I always remember one of my buds had a soft head, and he I remember him sitting in at school, and he took a bunch of pins, like the thumbtacks, and was like,
no.
eh, and like gave him a mohawk, and I'm like, okay. Like I was terrified to do stuff like that to my figures for the longest time.
I would never do that to my figures as a kid.
But
hell no.
And that was, like kindergarten, first, second grade, style. So it was just like, whoa.
Oh, I mean, when I was like an early teenager, I remember blowing up some old Godzilla toys with firecrackers and doing that kind of stuff, and you get a little bit older, destructive. I wanted him to breathe fire, atomic breath, so I put a bunch of firecrackers inside the hollow.
And now there's no head.
The tail, it all went out the tail. The tail flew off.
Yeah. Oh,
but,
actually, well, never mind. Russ has a few left because I was going to say, Asnath threw out. I'm surprised I didn't hear any He-Man.
I did have some Masters of the Universe figures, but my number 4, and I don't feel comfortable saying this as vintage because I still feel like it's fairly new, but Star Wars Power of the Force.
Oh, hell
it has to be on my list because that was my gateway into actually collecting. But whenever I come across true vintage Star Wars figures, that lights me up. And I only have one. I have a Tusken Raider, and a friend of mine, Reg Henney, I actually need to hit him up because we're talking about he has some I might be able to buy from him. But yeah, Power of the Force, I still check him out when I'm at toy shows. I still like, oh, Darth Vader with the long lightsaber. How much are they asking? And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm still looking. And once in a while, I've picked some up still. So Power of the Force is 25 years old. It's not vintage. I'm not that old. Screw you, man.
Dude, I'm that old.
25 years is not vintage.
Meanwhile, Joe's like, oh,
yeah,
thank you for chicken. You blew up a Godzilla.
The tail came. Well, it was for the sake of getting real atomic breath.
Yeah.
Come on. But he actually, just the tail popped off. He was fine.
Also, ninth in the chat is actually a toy seller, and he just threw out, "What are you looking for, Shartimus?" So might want to hit him up. I can make that connection after the show.
Oh, vintage stuff. Oh man, you're
actually,
Shartimus,
for the Power of the Force stuff too. I got a ton of it.
Right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't have them displayed anywhere. And the Power of the Force, I don't pick them up that often, but I do usually like to check them out. I have a couple of there's a couple that I'm kind of interested in. So but it's truly it's just it's always fun checking those out. But number 3, but these top 3 I'm a little bit more actively buying. So these are the only 3 that I really will likely leave a toy show buying, and that is Battle Beasts. I love Battle Beasts, and I get to share them with my kids now, and they get a big kick out of them. And I bought 2 of them at the toy show. Got them $15 a pop for each one, and one of them was like pristine. Like I'd never seen a Battle Beast so clean since I was like a kid or something. Like I was like, wow, I can't even. So I got some Battle Beasts.
Sorry, Shaggy.
Number 2.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I'm very actively buying actively buying Battle Beasts, still actively buying my number 2, and that is Rock Lords.
Oh, there you go.
The Rock Lords I still pick up. I almost bought one, but I was like, wait. I think I have this one already.
Battle for the
It was a 2-headed one. But yeah. Oh, you got
that's my recent addition.
Excellent. One of the later ones.
Got some few back there, guys.
Nice. Yeah, I have the pterodactyl one. The green pterodactyl one. Yeah, there's quite a few that I still need to pick up that I'm looking for. And then my number 1 is G1 Transformers. Like I'm looking for a hook. That's like the hardest Constructicon to find. I always peruse. I mean, like I'll pick up G1 Transformers when I like if I've really set aside the money for it, because you can't go in talking to somebody about buying G1 Transformers trying to get a deal. That's a dick move. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, maybe like by a couple of bucks, maybe, or if you're buying a whole bunch, maybe they'll work something out with you. But for the most part, you're buying old school G1 Transformers, man. I'm ready to pay a heavy price for that shit. It's like, you know, it's they're gonna, especially if they come with all the accessories.
Yeah,
if you're trying to get a wheel jack with all the accessories, don't lowball the guy. That's so hard to get a hold of. You know you're gonna be paying. I mean, negotiate fairly is what I'm getting at.
But don't bust their wheel jack.
Don't bust their wheel jack over it, you know. Don't bust their tailpipes, you know. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh. Ow. But yeah, G1 Transformers, I still window shop like crazy. I love that. That's where if you want to know where I'm going at the toy show, if I'm just going solo and I'm wandering around G1 Transformers, I'm wandering around that shit right away. I'm looking for G1 Transformers and Rock Lords, like Battle Beasts. Like, there's a table full of Transformers shit. They might have Battle Beasts. They might have Rock Lords. I'm there, bro.
Dude, I gotta throw this out, because Battle Beasts and like Monsters in My Pocket, late 80s, early 90s pocket toys.
Mm-hmm.
These bad boys, these hold a special place in my heart.
Oh,
V-Bots.
Yeah.
I love me some
I don't
V-Bots.
think I know what that is.
They were put out from Micro Machines, or put out by Micro Machines.
Really?
Oh god,
they came in 3 and 4 pack. I have a bunch more up top, but of course I'd knock over everything if I grabbed them. But yeah, Z-Bots. Sorry, Mitch, you are correct. Galoob. But they have the Micro Machines branding on them. But absolutely love these dudes growing up.
Nice. I loved Micro Machines too. Micro Machines, and I liked my GI Joes a lot. But my GI Joes were hand-me-downs. But I really like GI Joes. Oh, and Visionaries were the shit.
Oh, little Godzilla. That's what fell over. Little tiny Toho.
Ultron was the shit. God, there's so many of those vintage toys are so freaking cool. I don't have a G1 Voltron. I don't give a shit. I'm calling it G1.
Dude, you know what? The funny thing is, Russ, is Voltron was one of those that was like came from, I think, my cousins down to my brother and I. This is the OG. It's the plastic Matchbox.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not that big. Like,
no, it's pretty small. Yeah, I'm seeing.
Like,
yeah.
Wow, what a trip.
That's beautiful though. Wow.
Yeah, he lives on my desk because it is one of those, like, Transformers and stuff. Like I said, I didn't know Optimus had hands. This dude's sword never left his hands, and it is not glued in. I checked.
Yeah.
Because
that sword is so broken all the time.
Oh, dude, it was made to be broken.
Yeah,
it was just like
it was asking for it.
Here's some cheap plastic that has a bunch of little tiny spires sticking off of it. Go crazy, kids, because you'll have to buy a new one in about a month. But yeah.
I was always all about that die-cast one because we had a friend that had the whole thing, and I remember those lions were pretty big. Those die-cast lions were heavy and they're big, and I remember somehow I got the blue one and my brother got the yellow one, and that was it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?
Where'd the rest come from?"
Yeah, come on, parent! Like, and somehow in my head it was like my parents' responsibility to make sure we got all 5, but it never happened. I didn't.
Crimson Geek throwing out. I miss Kenner. I wish they were still around.
Yeah, those Star Wars figures are dope.
That was one of the other like honorable mentions with the Batman the Animated Series line.
Dude, the Batman '89 movie line and the Returns lines were hella fun too.
Yep.
All those fucking different Batmans.
Dude,
was really sick.
I remember my parents were like, "We're not getting you every stupid variant of Batman," but I'm like, "This one looks like the comic and the movie," because it was like the Legends of the Dark Knight, I think it was, and he had like the dark blue cowl and then was like gray on the suit, and I was like, "Batman!"
Nice.
There's so many Batman.
My favorite animated series one, and I still have it in my little vintage bin I keep in the garage, but it's just the regular animated series Batman with the cloth cape.
Grapple belt.
I think
right? From the animated series?
Yeah, the grapple belt come out of the. I thought that was the.
No. He had like a belt that you just put around him. He was perfectly normal without it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I had him. I think I still have. You clip the front of it and then you could pull it out, or what? I'm
Well,
trying to-
there was the Toy Biz one from the '89 movie.
No.
That was the one that we were like you pull
That's
his
what I'm
belt
thinking.
out.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the animated series.
Yep, and that one was just like a belt that you put around him, and I think it just held a grapple gun. Like I don't think it really did anything. Like it, because once you took it off, it was just normal Batman.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, because I was like, it had like no features. I just thought he was just badass, and even just putting him up on a ledge somewhere and just standing there, I could like
combat belt Batman apparently.
Like
Combat belt.
It was combat belt Batman. I think I may have lost the belt or put it aside. I think I may have put it aside and just didn't like it.
Yeah,
because wouldn't it make it look? It looked perfect without it. So
that was the thing, is that figure was really the only normal Batman that came out in that line, where it was just no gimmicks, no nothing. If you took off the belt, it was Batman.
Yeah, and that's just like a perfect Batman toy.
And
I remember I had the one with the big wings. Like there was like this big rubbery wing thing that would go on his back. There's like there was like a burgundy one with gray armor. It was like this gunmetal gray armor that you clip up all over.
I think that was part of the oh god, what was it? It was like Street Wars or something. Like, but it was one of like the deluxe figures, I remember, because it came with so much shit. The funny thing is, that line, that is my first like full-fledged custom I ever made.
Oh wow!
Which was Madman, and like I didn't paint under. That is the transforming Dick Grayson. So I painted it with house paint at my friend's house.
Oh wow!
But the thing is this is actually what I was going for, which was a Secret Wars style. So it's kind of funny that this is a legit release now, and this not so much.
You gotta start somewhere, baby.
It lives on my desk. So
nice.
I've gotten a little better since then.
Yeah, really good job. Yeah. That's my vintage list right there. I don't know how I would mix that up like with the stuff that I get now. It's kind of hard to do.
It's tricky to do it in 5, because that's where I was having trouble with it. That's why I was like, Mafex, imports, Hot Toys. Like I'm like, that's a list in itself. Like those are like high-end figures and they're beautiful. And it's almost unfair to compare other shit to them in some ways. But
if this list, like Mafex I have number 3 Mafex on the first list, and then my vintage list number 3 is Battle Beasts.
Yeah,
it's like comparing the price difference between getting a Battle Beast to a Mafex figure is ridiculous.
Dude, I legitimately have I made a list in Word, and then I was like cutting and pasting and like adjusting the list up until like almost when we went live, because the other lines were like the Hellboy comic line from Mezco.
Yeah,
that was an insane line.
DC,
the one that I actually was surprised wasn't on anybody's list was DC Classics, just because that line was insane. And I know I'm a big Marvel dude. I'm much more of a Marvel dude than I am a DC dude, and so that's why it kind of fell by the wayside, because I didn't have a ton of them. But that line was insane too.
Yeah, you're talking about like the pre-DC Universe Classics line, right?
No, DC Universe Classics. That's the one. DCUC. I meant. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But just because that was one of those lines that just went on and on forever. And then,
that line. It's like I like that line, but that line pissed me the fuck off, because like they wouldn't do anything different. Like they kept using that same body mold. I'm honestly happier with McFarlane's DC Multiverse compared to the majority of the Mattel's run on DC Multiverse. Like the last 2 waves, it felt like they finally
they figured it out.
They started figuring it out, and it was like, oh man, this is actually getting cool. And now you guys are losing the license. It's like
it forced them to change, and unfortunately it was too little too late, you know.
McFarlane's losing that license?
No.
Mattel.
Mattel was like, I think Toddy Mac's gonna hold on to that license with a fucking death grip.
Oh no shit!
We will have Batman.
I felt like it was too little, too late. It was just too late.
Yeah,
it was just too late, because I thought it was like a huge step up compared to what they were doing before. Like the Black Manta figure, that's a hella sick ass figure. They have a lot of really. I don't know. I like a lot of those figures were dope. But
hell yeah, Thirsty. Sorry, Thirsty just threw up. McFarlane is
Yeah.
in my
Oh yeah, of course.
And a Invader Zim reference there from Thirsty as well.
Very true. Yeah, no, I gotta ask Joe because I know you dig the Zim. Did you ever buy that figure line?
I slept on that figure line.
Right.
I slept on that figure line. I didn't buy it, and then I felt bad for it. But then I wasn't going to pay the price when I started seeing it pop up.
Dude, I just saw them at Hot Comics because we had 3 of the 4 because we just didn't have Gur. But I was just like, wow, I hadn't seen, it's those weird, like, like the first Futurama line where it's like, holy shit, look at what started. And it's like, oh, why didn't this go farther? Like, but that's a list for another day.
Who was making those? Was that NECA who made those Invader Zim figures?
I think that might have also been Toynami.
Oh, I think it was, you could find the ones that you could find at Hot Topic and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Topic had some beautiful figures, but I'm sorry, I was in my 40s when that came out, and I wasn't going into a Hot Topic and be like, oh, look at the rock and roll you kids are into these days. No, I wasn't.
Well, what am I gonna do? I'm 40. I can't go to Hot Topic no more.
No, see, I just go with my kid now.
I don't go to Hot Topic very like. I go
you know what?
Get a studded belt once every year, and that's it.
It was Palisades. Oh, there we go. Michael Palmer in the chat too. Palisades.
Palisades, was it?
Yep, I guess Palisades put out that first series.
Oh, okay.
Because those are the Palisades, they're the figure company that made too cool of figures and put themselves out of business. Because that company was beautiful.
Yeah, dude, I found it. I was at some random store up in Park Rapids, and I found these 2 like big, like an Invader Zim and a Gur big head figure that I'd never seen before. And I had to grab them because they were just cool looking, but I'd never seen those before.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
but
nice.
That was our top 5 figures and a little bit more from each one of us. If you guys and gals and everything in between liked what you saw, liked the concept of this show, let me know, because I would like to keep on doing this maybe once a month. I'd love to get Russ or Shartimus back on. I'm sorry I keep going back and forth between Shartimus and Russ.
It says Shartimus Prime, it's Mythic Merc, and it's Dave Wonder.
I know. I'm bad at this.
Respect the internet names.
Shh, kayfabe, brother, kayfabe.
These are our street names, Dave. These are our street names.
Anyways, like I said, if you dug it, like, follow, subscribe to everybody. All the social media information is in the video description below. I believe Mitch will also be tossing it up in the chat too. So yeah, I mean, you know where to find Shartimus.
Yo, Dave, can I pitch quick?
He's ever, yeah, hell yeah.
All right, because
thank you.
Because I'm doing one thing. I haven't done anything up here in Duluth since I moved, but the 27th to the 30th, I will be doing only vintage toys at the Duluth Junk Hunt. Don't say it fast. It's the Duluth Junk Hunt at the deck at the Duluth Entertainment and Convention Center. I've just got a small booth, but I'm just everything I'm selling is vintage because it's like a vintage show, but they've never had a toy dealer there before. So I'm like, I'm gonna see if it happens. I'm gonna see if it works out. Otherwise, at least it'll be 3 days of something, you know.
Hell yeah!
But, you gotta try. You gotta go for it.
Everything I have will be 20 years old or older. So I will not be selling anything newer than 20 years old. So
right on. Well, you can find Joe at the links right there in the chat. You can find Shartimus at, well, you know where to find Shartimus, but you can find him at those links right there. Make sure to go like, follow, and subscribe. You can find me right here every Monday through Wednesday. You can find me on Instagram at @TheDaveWheeler. You can find me on Twitter at Dave Wheeler. But yeah, thank you so much, Shartimus, for coming on.
Thanks, man.
So much, Joe, for coming along.
Thanks you guys for having me. I like this. This is a lot of fun. I liked it a lot.
Hell yeah. Again, this was kind of the dry run. It'll get better, maybe.
Oh, okay. I had a good time. All right.
I'm saying like I'm figuring out. I have notes for myself of figuring out some of the production stuff is all, just because I was trying to figure out a way to get the graphics, to get all that stuff up. But I couldn't have asked for two better dudes to do this with. So thank y'all for hanging out. Oh, there we go. Mitch Falcon already found it. The Duluth Junk Hunt.
Yeah, I don't know why they called it that.
I'm pretty sure I do.
This isn't. Oh, I was gonna make a joke. Never mind. Oh, God, I'm getting.
Good night, everybody.
I'm getting. Yeah, good night. Before cancels himself.
We gotta run. We gotta run. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for hanging out. Thank you, Mitch, for being the awesome mod that you are. See y'all Monday. And
thanks, Mitch.
Much love from Minnesota.
Thank you.
Good night.
Peace.